So welcome to video 4 for week 5. And we're starting at slide 22 about job interviews. And again, if you're attending class this week, this is probably where we'll start on Wednesday. So if you were a member of the HR department or you were involved with HR as a CPA, one of the things that you might be involved with is job interviews for new hires. So helping determine if the person is a good fit for the job. Because the HR person probably doesn't have expertise in the actual job that they're hiring for. So they'll want to make sure that the hiring committee has a representative from HR to make sure that all of the Employment Standards Act, Occupational Health and Safety, all the legalese type stuff is abided by, privacy policies, whatever the union requirements are, that there's no conflicts or inappropriate questions being asked. Okay, so that's the HR department. And then they're also going to be probably asking the lead. So if it's in a unionized workplace, it could be the person that provides some training, some leadership for that that job that they're hiring for. So it's not necessarily their boss, remember, because they're in the union, it's the lead. And then there might also be the supervisor. So you probably want to have these people included on the hiring committee because the lead knows what exact skills you have to do the job because they're very familiar with the job. Whereas your supervisor, they might not know exactly what you do day to day, okay? But they know maybe where they're going to be promoting for in the future. So that's why you want to have both of these people. And then, like I said, the HR person to make sure that the questions, the procedures, the hiring procedures are followed. Purpose of a job interview. So read this screen, read the bottom part. First impression. So this is what somebody at the interview is, if you were the employer, you're sitting on that committee. This is some of the stuff that you're probably, whether consciously or not, you're making judgments, right? So you're going to be making a judgment about their first impression. And so if you are a candidate, these are just some tips, some reminders from ITSE class. A lot of you are going to be involved with virtual interviews, right, because of COVID, but it just seems that a lot of interviews are moving that way, especially if you're in one location and the employer's in another location, they're going to be interviewing you via Zoom or whatever platform. So I'm just giving you a heads up. The HR activity, there's a part 1 and a part 2. And in the part 2, you're going to be playing the role of an employer and giving feedback to your classmates who have recorded a video of them answering an interview question. And you're going to be giving them feedback of what you think about their response, their first impression, as if you were an employer, okay? So I'm just giving you a heads up. So make sure that you're aware in a virtual interview, which is what our simulation activity will be, that you're looking at the webcam, not at your face on the screen, and you're thinking about what an appropriate background is. And there's a little link here. You can actually watch this video about making a good first impression in a virtual interview. Okay. So I know we're at 4 minutes. I'm just going to encourage you to look at these these following slides and make sure it should be a refresher from ITSE, but make sure you're familiar with the content.